Boundless Immigration News, Weekend Review, July 22nd, 2022. Border arrests dropped by 14% in June. After hitting a record high in May, arrests at the border decreased by 14% in June, according to new government data. U.S. Customs and Border Protection arrested nearly 191,000 people last month, compared to more than 222,000 arrests the previous month. Of those arrests, 26% involved migrants who had already tried crossing the border at least once in the past year. Since COVID-19 travel restrictions were lifted in the spring, Border Patrol agents have seen a record number of illegal border crossings. Vice President Harris announces new U.S. embassies. In a virtual address at the Pacific Islands Forums in Fiji, Vice President Kamala Harris announced the U.S. would open 2 new embassies in the Pacific region, one in the Polynesian monarchy Tonga and one in the small Micronesian island of Kiribati. Increasing a diplomatic presence in Tonga and Kiribati is a part of a wider strategic push by the Biden administration to counterbalance growing Chinese influence in the Pacific region. Earlier this year, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken announced that the U.S. was also on track to reopen its embassy in the Solomon Islands for the first time since 1993. New evidence ties Trump citizenship questions to political gain. The Trump administration tried for years to include a citizenship question in a key census count to benefit Republicans, according to a new report released Wednesday from the House of Oversight and Reform Committee. The report, based on a trove of memos and secret emails, confirmed speculation that the Trump administration hoped to exclude undocumented immigrants from the appropriate count. The once-a-decade census counts a state's population, which is then used to decide how many congressional seats each state is assigned. Defense bill last chance for immigration proposal this year. Last week, the House passed a wide-ranging defense authorization bill that includes provisions to assist Afghan refugees and documented dreamers in what may be the last opportunity for Congress to enact many immigration reforms this year. The National Defense Authorization Act, or NDAA, was passed by the House with 3 immigrant-related amendments. The House voted by roughly a 3-1 majority to approve the NDAA, which funds and directs policy for the military and other aspects of U.S. defense. The bill has been passed each year since 1961 and is considered a must-pass piece of legislation. The Senate is negotiating its own version of the NDAA. USCIS restores pathway to green card for TPS holders. USCIS restored a pathway for obtaining a green card for TPS holders who originally entered the U.S. illegally. TPS recipients may now apply for TPS travel authorization, allowing them to leave the U.S. and lawfully return. These changes will be retroactively applied to TPS holders who traveled using advanced parole between August 20th, 2020 and July 1st, 2022. Temporary protected status is granted when a person cannot safely return to their home country because of ongoing conflict, environmental disasters, or other extreme conditions. Those are this week's top immigration news headlines. If you found this video helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to Boundless for the latest in immigration news. Thanks for watching.